I'm joined by Bhavana Varma, President and CEO of the United Way, and Elizabeth Bardon, Vice President, Kingston Health Sciences Centre. Welcome. And we're talking about winter coats today. We've already had a snowfall, so I don't think winter is going to pass us by like we always hope this time of year. So tell me about the coat drive, Papa.
So the coat drive has been run, and Elizabeth can speak to it's been run for years by Hotel Dieu Hospital, part of KHSC now. But this year, because of health reasons and all the restrictions, they couldn't do it the same way. So we put our heads together and came up with a way to continue the coat drive, because there are people in need who desperately need winter coats. And so we've got locations all across Kingston where people can drop off their coats, and we're asking for gently used or new washable coats. And we will pick them up every day, and we'll drop them off, sort them, and then distribute them through our agencies.
Oh, what a great idea. So Elizabeth, is this only for children's coats?
No, it's for people of all ages, and the greatest needs in the past have typically been for men and women's coats, so adult coats, and we often really need large sizes, so XL, double XL, triple XL are in high demand. And this is for people who may not be able to afford a warm coat on their own. They may be vulnerably housed or homeless, or they may be new to Canada, and this is their first winter. And so it's really for anyone of all ages.
What a great idea. And you know, I'm just thinking the larger sizes. I have a couple of friends who actually lost weight during isolation. So I'm going to be calling them and saying, hey, I bet you got clothes there that are that you don't want to wear anymore. So yeah, what a great idea though. You always hear about children needing coats, and that's true, but yeah, a lot of vulnerable people out there. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We typically, in a given winter, we'll often see close to 1,000 people coming through and needing items through the coat drive. And so, as Bhavana mentioned, over the last many, many years, the Hotel Dieu Hospital site of Kingston Health Sciences Centre has partnered with the St. Mary's Parish Hall. So we collect the coats internally, and then they're distributed through the St. Mary's Parish Hall. And last year alone, we had 964 people who visited the coat drive last winter, and they received 848 coats amongst that group, plus almost 2,000 other items. So that could be warm socks, it could be gloves or mitts, it could be a hat or scarf.
All right, so you're not just looking for coats, it's anything that will keep you warm through our Canadian winters.
Right, and again, typically because there is a contingent of people who are using the coat drive that live on the street or spend a lot of time on the street, we do ask for things that are kind of extra warm. So as Bhavana mentioned, washable coats is ideal, and part of the reason for that is because washable coats are often quicker to dry than a heavy wool coat. And also things like the fleece hats, fleece mitts, and thermal socks are particularly helpful for people who may be spending a good part of their day or even overnight outside. So it's very important that we try to target the ask for things that will really keep the vulnerable the warmest.
I've always heard that socks are one of the more important things, even more so than gloves, because if your feet get wet and cold, then you're cold all over. Yeah, oh dear. So, Papa, do you think this year you're going to have more need than you have other years?
We believe so, because we've already started to hear from our agencies that there are a lot of people in need early on. We've also seen a huge increase in the number of meals and meal program users. So we know that people are struggling. We definitely see a demand for services right across. So I'm sure the need for coats will be high. We have also heard, as Elizabeth says, of a need for socks and mitts and hats, just anything to keep them warm. Absolutely. Even blankets, washable blankets.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh boy. Yeah. You don't even think about that. It's yeah. And again, I'm going to say it, in a rich country like Canada and in a fairly comfortable city like Kingston, it just always amazes me how much need there is out there, and good for you guys for doing this. So That say, I talk my friends into clearing through their closets and finding those coats that they didn't wear all last year, which is your sign for get rid of it. So they launder it, I would assume, get it nice and clean for you. Where can they take them?
So we have 5 locations across Kingston. So there's one at City Hall, so City Hall hours, and then the library, Calvin Park Library, Isabel Turner, and the Pittsburgh Library are all receiving them. They've got boxes that you can put your coats in. And then Kingston Community Health Centers in the North End is available as well. In Napanee, we have 2 sites, Morningstar Mission and KCHC in Napanee as well are collecting. We have a number of workplaces that are collecting internally. So KHSC has their own drive internally. Queen's University will be doing theirs. Corrections Canada has boxes in their sites. So everyone's collecting them, and we'll all put them together and start distributing them as quickly as our volunteers get sorted. We are also looking for volunteers. We've had a great response. We've got lots of wonderful volunteers lined up to sort and put them all together, but we can always use more.
Elizabeth, would it help if somebody puts the general size of the garment on, or are you guys pretty good at figuring that out?
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt to do that. In the past, because I've actually done some of the sorting myself, oftentimes the coats that we receive still have a size ticket in the inside. And where they don't, we do sort of hold them up and say, does this look akin to a men's medium or a ladies small? And we do our best to group them in those ways so that when people are coming in to the distribution areas for a coat, that they're able to actually go to the section that's the appropriate size for them and have a look.
So do they have to come to you, or do you sometimes go to them? How do people find out about this, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So this year it's different. In the past, people have been able to walk in and pick up their coats from St. Mary's Parish Hall, KHSC. What we're doing this year is doing it through our agencies. So any local agency will be, whether it's St. Vincent de Paul, Lunch by George, the Integrated Care Hub, all the shelters will have access. Interval House, any agency actually that wants coats for their clients will get them.
Okay, Elizabeth, if somebody doesn't have a coat that they want to turn over, but they got a little bit of extra cash, would you be able to round out what you need with cash?
Certainly. So the key for us at Kingston Health Sciences Centre is that we are actually on restricted access right now. And so if you're not a patient who is coming for care or someone who works in the hospital, the building is actually not open to the general public, and it always has been in the past. So our staff will have the ability through some drop boxes internally, if they wish to make a donation of a check or cash, we'll do that through our finance team who's graciously supporting that ability. And then perhaps Bhavana could speak to opportunities within the community collection program for people to make donations.
Okay, that's a great idea, sure. So how does that work then?
So they can do it through the United Way website. If you're a member of the community who wants to support it, you can just go to our website page and donate. And then there's a box there. You can just fill Coat Drive into that box, and we'll make sure your money goes to purchase coats.
All right. So if you feel like going out shopping, then do that. If it's time to clear out your closet, then do that. And if not, sit down and write a check or make a donation in other ways to the United Way for the coat drive. It's a great idea. Thank you so much for being here today to tell us all about it.
Thank you.